seconds left. 2 more. You guys ready? We have your feature and your headliner. Y'all ready for this? Let's do it, you guys. Another one of my New Orleans favorite comedians. Let's make some noise for Christopher Anthony.
My friend, like so many other Americans, hated his job. Mostly, he hated his boss. So, during the pandemic, he started his own company. He still hates his boss. Don't fall for the dream, people. Just continue to listen and take in a paycheck. Let it go. It's like marriage, except it ends at a specific time. It's good. Stay with it. I don't get, it's like, actually one of my friends actually started driving for Uber, and he's like, oh, I love it, because like I don't have to deal with a boss. And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like every single person who jumps in his car is his boss. 10, 20, 30 minutes if it's an airport ride, right? And it's just like, at my job, I get an annual review. I have to deal with one other person telling me how I can improve once a year. My friend has 634 fucking reviews. Half of them say he has an attitude problem. He does mostly short trips, but I've known him long enough to know that those are all accurate. And some people were just lying. Thank you. Everyone's always like, oh, Uber's, by the way, this entire set's sponsored by Uber. No, I'm kidding. And they're always like, oh man, it's good money, it's good money. At first, it was just like extra money, you know, to get out the house away from my wife. It was good money at first, you know? And then I was just like, what if I just did this full time? And he's like, the money's great. I mean, I drive for 11 hours a day, 6 days a week. But after taxes and everything, I'm making like $700. More than I got at my last job. I'm like, you mean the job you worked 40 hours at and only had 2 coworkers to deal with? It's like, yeah, well, I guess when you put it like that. It's like, yeah, I mean, I'm spending like $8,000 in repairs on average a year, and then, you know, there's gas and everything like that. I'm just like, that's a hard sell. Like, let it go. And the thing is, like, you're not using someone's, you're using your car. So when you drive for Uber, your car smells like a day's worth of farts. When you ride in an Uber, you are smelling a day's worth of farts. You're like, is this leather? Fuck me. All right. And then we talk about gentrification, but like, one of my friends, true story, Bree, she drives for Uber. And she's like, she speaks so hard against gentrification, but she purposely like leaves her car available in Metairie. I'm like, you don't want them to gentrify your neighborhood, but this car though. Okay, we're good. All right. Smart jokes, I believe in you. I have a few more Uber jokes, I'll move on. But like who does it appeal to? Like who's sitting there like, you know what, my dream was always to be a taxi cab driver, but I can't stand yellow. I don't know what it is. If I could just drive anything else, it'd be, I think all you guys got here in an Uber and it's just too close to home. All right, that's fine. Like, who is Uber for? Like, people who don't want coworkers, meaning people with really shitty social skills. You're stuck with someone who doesn't know how to engage in conversation for like 15 minutes. How's that work? Or it's creepers. And in the creeper's mind, this is a speed dating event that you didn't know you were invited to. Pops in the address, is like, cool. So that's where you're staying for 3 days? Oh, just you? Cool. Anyway, what are you doing later? I was thinking maybe I could stare at you from outside your window of the Airbnb. That'd be cool? My therapist says I should try being honest, because today's episode's about therapy, right? Therapy. Okay. Yeah. But I mean, I'm not gonna shit on it. Like, my ex drives for Uber which is great because she loved taking strangers home, you know? So, I think you take that one. No, seriously. It's a great joke.
It's true, and it's sad when it's true. It hit home a little bit more.
She's like, I'm getting paid for this on both ends. This is incredible. Before they walk in the door and after I walk out of it. Oh my God. Double dipping. Okay. All right, so you guys like things where there's sex involved. That's great. I wonder if dating, like, you know, like when you date a porn star, not any of you, you know, you have the luxury of that work experience anyway, but I wonder if, like, asking your friend for a ride who drives for Uber, I'm not letting this Uber shit go yet. It's like asking your porn star girlfriend for sex. She's just like, well, I usually get compensated for this. I'll tell you what, first 10 minutes, no charge. After that, I'm gonna have to turn the meter on, is what I'm saying. All right, we're good. The good thing is there's not that many Uber drivers in New Orleans because Uber's really strict. Really strict. You have to have like a valid driver's license, fairly clean criminal record, a car with 4 operational wheels. You know, it's crazy. So strict. Let up a little bit, you know? Give everybody a chance. I got a bicycle in a basket. Come on. But I think there's a lot of missed opportunities. Like they have Uber Eats. I think they need Uber Cheats. You know what I mean? What it is, you call for an Uber, you get in the car, they wait. They don't charge you for waiting, all right? They make sure that your spouse that you're trying to piss off sees your Uber driver start fucking hardcore making out with you right there in the car. And then you just drive away and you're like, all right, 5 blocks later you get out and you're like, I'm just waiting for a text. He's not texting me, I guess he doesn't give a fuck. Anyway, what are you doing? Do you think later on maybe I could stare into the window of your Airbnb? Same guy! All right. Now, when it comes to technology, I feel like, and there's like a lot of problems we made for ourselves. Like, shit that goes down now that would never be a problem before. Fucking boomer. Anyway, first thing is porn addiction, okay? Like, people now are addicted to porn. Why? Because it's on your fucking cell phone. Porn addiction was not a thing in the 80s. No one was ever like, Stacy, I don't know what to do. It's our 4th VCR. He's just going through it like crazy. I mean, I was just trying to watch Star Wars with the kids, and I guess the tape was all messed up. I don't know what's going on. I can't get that image out of my head. Change the labels. That wasn't a thing. You know why? Because to be addicted to porn in like late 80s, early 90s, you had to be in a space with other people also addicted to porn. Right? Before we had the online sex offender registry, you just went to the viewing rooms, you're like, okay, all right, I think that's the soccer coach, that's a little bit weird, all right. That was my substitute teacher, I'm gonna go ahead and leave. Like, no one was ever like, I just want to fucking whack my dick off for like 4 hours straight. Like, Jorge could not have existed during that time. I'm just doing what everyone else is doing. I'm just following the trend. Therapists picking on people. I just want to belong. Okay. ADD was not a fucking thing. It just wasn't properly diagnosed. No. Kids didn't have ADD. People didn't have ADD because nobody sat in a fucking room that had 5 televisions. Like, you could actually have a 10-minute conversation with someone who would make eye contact. It was incredible. Now when you get, the two of you are having dinner, they just keep staring. They are fucking gone like a hypnotist just came through, right? And you're like, hey, wake up. Hey, what are you watching? And he's just, oh, I don't know, a badminton tournament? I don't fucking know. It's on the screen, I can't stop! Like, that wasn't a thing. All right. Catfishing? That was not a thing. That was not a thing back in the day, okay? Now, it's just like, is he good looking, or is he incredibly skilled at Photoshop? You know what I mean? Catfishing. Sorry, you guys have been married for a while. It's when people take images and change them into something else entirely. Usually takes 20 years of marriage to, just like, I was a
down for the show. Please come on.
Yeah, catfishing wasn't a thing. You know what else wasn't a thing? Binge watching. Even the early 2000s, late 90s, you wanted to watch 5 years worth of Friends? Guess what? That takes 5 fucking years. Be patient. Stick around. Keep TBS on for a while, right? Just let it roll. Oh, no one taped it? Oh, they did tape it. It's your dad's porn again?
I can't get that edit out of my head. Like 2 men. It's so weird.
And a cauldron. Anyway. Yeah, binge watching wasn't a thing. And now I got people I'm like, hey man, there's this really cool fucking awesome thing on Saturday. We should totally go to it. Oh, please. I would, but I know everyone shat on like the last season, but I'm just gonna watch the first 5 years of Game of Thrones real quick. But if you could just call me back in like 2 weeks, I'll be morbidly obese by that point, but just call me. Love ya. Talk to you later. Internet stalking. Internet stalking is a new phenomenon. I could not imagine, let's say late 90s, early 2000s again, right? Before Mark Zuckerberg was born from Satan. Anyway, the whole idea of internet stalking, like now you're like, well, there is somebody I'm interested in. I do have his full name. Let me just, I'm just gonna type it in real quick. It's not gonna, just a few minutes just to see what happens on the first few pages of searches. I'm not gonna spend 5 hours researching this guy's history, looking to see if he has an Instagram account or a Facebook, or if he's old enough to still have a MySpace laying around, just him and Justin Timberlake, you know? Back in the day, no one would be like, there's this guy I'm interested in. I hope you don't think I'm weird. I hired a private investigator to find out what high school he went to, what his hobbies and interests are, and everyone he ever dated. Now, I know it was like $600-700. I'll get the results in 2 weeks. Then I'll call him back, you know? Yeah. See, when you take what we do now and turn it into something fucking crazy, everyone's just like, that's not me. I don't do that. Not at all. Social media, I think, is really funny, right? Like, Facebook is great. Facebook is good, right? Because you can find your old friends, get their updated contact information, and then ignore them like your new friends. Just like, oh, that's where he is? That's what he's doing? All right, let me compare my life to his real quick. Better, worse, better. Okay, that's all I needed. Why call him? He's obviously depressed. The breakup 3 months ago. Status change. Happier. Okay, we're good. The whole YouTube tunnel. Please raise your hand if you went on YouTube to look up one video and then woke up from a hypnotic gaze 3 days later. Come on. No one's hands are up because you're watching fucking porn on your phones. All right. Let me see both hands. Still looking. All right. Yeah, YouTube is great, right? Because it allows hundreds of millions of people to spend their free time watching what hundreds of millions of people do with their free time. Which is getting their cat to dance. But not really. I see your fingers behind their elbows. Stop living a lie. Stop living a lie! Your cat can dance. And that's not even your cat. They died 4 years ago. Stop it. It's creepy. Those are most of her Clara's videos. All right. Pick on random people for things they said. That's what we do. Okay. I don't know if you guys know this, but YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook are merging into one website. It's called YouTwitFace. I mean, I won't get an account, but you guys might be interested. It's crazy.
I don't mean to be creepy, but it was really great.
Oh, I guess that camera's on. Say hi. Okay. I'm filming this to post on YouTube later. Because I'm a hypocrite. Okay. Do you guys remember the Occupy movement? 2011, do you guys remember that? Oh, man. Why didn't that gain more traction? I mean, why didn't they get what they wanted? Why didn't people, primarily mid-20s people, on their expensive iPhones, looking up stuff on Google they didn't like to see, and posting on Facebook and Twitter about how much they hated big companies and that 1%, you know? And then they ordered these masks from China on Amazon. Can't stand big companies. Okay, all right. I believe in you guys. I believe New Orleans education. Okay, well, that's fine. Oh, irony. We're good. Ghosting. You guys know ghosting, right? When you meet someone, then you're going out to dinner, they choke on their food, die right in front of you. Just me? It's horrible. It's crazy. No, ghosting has become so common that now when people ask me, do you believe in ghosts? My response is, no, I'm sure she's busy with work. You know what I mean? She has an emotion needy dog. I'm sure she'll get back to me. Yeah. But I do want to come up with a show called Ghost Hunters. Ghost Hunters. We don't look for supernatural beings. We just go to local bars trying to find out why Stacy hasn't called John back in 3 days. I think it's going to be a good show. Crazy thing is like, this whole phenomenon has gotten to everybody. Like, my grandma was so desperate for companionship, she went on those online sites. Most of those guys ghosted her. Like, literally. So sad. It's crazy. It's a joke. My grandma died several years ago. To me. She owes me money. She's dead to me. You guys have been great. I'm Joseph Harrington.
Christopher Anthony, you guys, your feature for tonight. I'm doing it again.